Welcome back. 110 points higher on the Nifty. Strides Pharma is one of them, which is making big strikes right now, up around 6% as we speak, doing extremely well. And KPIT Tech is the other one, which has seen a big spike as well at the high point of trade. So a bunch of stocks doing well, but that's about our equity coverage. Let's get to Manisha Gupta, who joins in for all things commodities. Manisha, what do you have on your radar today?
Plenty.
As always.
As always. But Mangalam, it also is about the dollar index, which has seen a bit of a decline. It also is about the fact that you have the US inflation numbers coming in today, where headline inflation at 2.5 and core at 2.9 is what the markets are working with right now. But anything more and less, and that would impact the dollar index and, of course, various asset classes, including commodities. Well, let's put that question across then to Kishore Narne. He is Director, Head of Commodities at Motilal Oswal. Kishore, hi. How are you reading the US inflation numbers, and what's your sense on what those numbers could be and its impact on dollar index?
Morning, Manisha. I think, inflation numbers are better than what market was looking at, and that's where actually dollar also have slightly positive this thing. But at the same time, the rhetoric is increasing further that there should be a rate cut, and probably as we all anticipate, or most of the market is anticipating that this FOMC, they might keep the rates flat, but probably the next FOMC they will be doing a rate cut. So I think that's actually boosting a little bit of risk sentiment in the markets, and that's expected to push up the risky assets, including the industrial metals as well as some of the equities across the board. I think the overall thing is I am expecting inflation to further soften, and I'm expecting, excluding the tariff impact, they might be forced to do a rate cut in the next meeting.
The other thing that the street is watching out for, Kishore, is clearly the US and China trade agreement conversations, and they seem positive as well.
Yes, I think it's mildly positive. I can say that because they have not come out with any big bang. So probably they have agreed on the framework of how the talks have to proceed from here, and what's the basis for their talks and all. And again, even that is subject to the approval of their respective governments. I think so. But it's a start at least, and it's something that the market will be looking at as a positive development. But again, if there is any negative news, if both the representatives go back to their respective presidents, and if there is any discrepancy there, and if the presidents don't approve this framework, then probably the market will go back into the tailspin. But keeping that in mind, actually today most of the risky assets are getting benefited from that across the board. Though we are seeing a rally in gold and silver, I don't think that will hold at this point of time if that's going to be true.
So when you talk about the risky assets, and would you include metals in there? Because we've seen some support continue in case of copper. Also supporting copper is a backwardation, almost $1,000 a ton of a backwardation there. How do you read that?
Yeah, of course. I think, that's impact of tariffs also, because there's a lot of inventory built up happening, especially in the Western countries and US. There's a huge upfronting of the demand. So that's actually pushing up the backwardation. But I think, supporting, $1,000 was on the cards for some time. $970, $960 is something which would be $9,600 to $10,000 per ton is something what we are looking at. So anything close to that is going to be very difficult to sustain. But again, having said that, short term, both aluminum and copper are looking very positive, and if this talks between China and US progress a bit also, that will increase this positive outlook. So both aluminum, zinc and copper, I think all these three metals are looking positive. For today, anything close to 870, 865 is a good level to buy. On the top, it should be around 882, 883 is a upside potential.
Since metals are doing well, would you count silver within that, because it's more an industrial metal and less a safe haven now?
Yes, I think, of course, that's what we have seen in the last week or so, where the silver outperformance significantly dominated the precious metal segment. But again, 36 dollars is where a little bit of breather is expected. Probably we can see some corrections coming up. Both gold and silver, I'm expecting a technical correction from here. So that's what I'm seeing. Probably today, both of these may not hold these gains. So towards the end of the day, there should be some dips coming up in both gold and silver. Anything close to 1,07,000 in India is where I would be looking at a short-term selling opportunity. Downside could be 1,05,500, 1,06,000, probably 1,000 to 1,500 rupees. Downside could be potentially possible. Gold also anything close to 97,400, 97,450 in Indian terms. I'm looking to short-term sell as an opportunity. Downside could be 96,600 odd levels, around 700-800 rupees levels. So though intraday gold is still looking positive, it had done a gap up today. But I have a suspicion these gains might not hold, and towards the end of the day, we might see correction in both gold and silver.
All right, we take that point, Kishore. Thank you so much for joining in and giving us your views on a bunch of these commodities. Manisha, thank you for taking us through with that conversation. With that, we are out of time on this edition of Halftime Report. The news that the Nifty is still holding with gains of almost 100 points. The Nifty Bank has trimmed some of its gains, but still holding with a gain of almost 80 points. Take your leave. Business Lunch takes all the market action ahead.